Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to walk through a really gentle and, I hope, practical guide to downsizing. The goal here is to turn what can feel like a totally overwhelming task into a really positive new beginning. I can do this, and I know my life will be better. Let's just start with that thought, from someone who's been right where you might be now, acknowledging that this is a challenge, but also that it's a step towards something wonderful. Well, that's the perfect place to begin. Okay, before we even think about touching a single box, we have to talk about the emotional side of things. Because let's be real, this is so much more than just getting rid of stuff. Leaving a home you've lived in for years, that can bring up a whole mix of feelings, and all of them are completely valid. It's a huge question, isn't it? If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach just thinking about sorting through everything, you are so not alone. For most people, this is the hardest part of the entire journey, and for very good reason. I mean, think about it. It's completely normal to feel this way. You look around and every single object can trigger years of memories. You're not just sorting through items, you're sorting through a lifetime. And on top of that, you're navigating a huge life change. The number of decisions you have to make can be just plain exhausting. So the most important thing is to be patient and really, really kind to yourself through all of this. So how in the world do you tackle such a massive project? Well, you do it with a plan. A good plan can turn what feels like an unclimbable mountain into a series of small, manageable hills. It's all about breaking the process down so you can stay in control and not get so overwhelmed.
So here's a super simple 3-step plan to get you started. First, and this is a big one, start early. Give yourself at least 3 to 6 months. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Second, measure your new space. This is a game changer because it gives you a concrete blueprint for what will actually fit. And third, just tackle one room at a time. Maybe start with a laundry room or a bathroom, somewhere with less emotional baggage to get a win under your belt. And this goes right back to what Michelle was talking about. This simple action, just measuring and sketching things out, was key for her. When you create a little floor plan, deciding on the big stuff gets so much easier. You're not guessing anymore. You're working with facts, and that helps take some of the emotion out of the decision. All right, so you've picked a room, you're in there, and now you face the big question. How do you decide what stays and what goes? Especially with those items that hold so much meaning. This is where having a really structured method can save your sanity. This is a classic for a reason. It's called the 4-box method, and it is so effective because it forces you to make a decision for every single thing you touch. There's no maybe pile to agonize over later. It just keeps the process moving forward, and honestly, it feels great to see those boxes fill up. But okay, what happens when you pick something up and you just freeze? You're stuck. You don't know what to do with it. Well, there are a few powerful questions you can ask yourself to get some clarity. These questions help shift your focus from the past to your future. These questions are fantastic because they totally reframe the process. It stops being about what you're losing and starts being about what you are intentionally choosing for the life you want to live now. And that last question is everything. Does this item support my new, simpler, more joyful chapter? And this idea right here is so important. There's a huge difference between keeping the memory and keeping the physical thing. You can absolutely preserve one without being burdened by the other. Scanning old photos, creating one special keepsake box, or even just taking a picture of an item before you pass it on, these are all beautiful ways to honor your memories while freeing up your space. So, you've sorted your items into piles. Now for what can actually be one of the most rewarding parts of this whole process, finding the best new homes for the things you're ready to part with. When you think about it this way, it's not about loss at all, is it? It's about rehoming. You're carefully choosing the next destination for your belongings, whether that's with family, a new owner, or a charity that can put them to really good use. And there are so many wonderful options. Passing an heirloom down to a grandchild who will absolutely cherish it, that's a beautiful thing. Donating your old furniture to a family just starting out, that can bring such a deep sense of satisfaction. And hey, selling some things can put a little extra cash in your pocket for your next adventure. Okay, after all the sorting, the planning, and the hard work, we finally arrive at the best part. It's time to focus on the amazing future you've created for yourself. This is the why behind all of that effort. This is probably the most important mindset shift of all. I want you to really let this sink in. You are not losing rooms. You are gaining freedom. You're not losing stuff. You are gaining simplicity. You are moving towards something so much better.
And just look at everything you stand to gain. Less maintenance and cleaning, who wouldn't want that? Lower bills, more freedom and money for travel or hobbies. It's about designing a lifestyle that is less about upkeep and way, way more about enjoyment. And here's Michelle again, a year later, bringing it all home. That feeling she describes of being lighter and happier, that's what this journey is all about. It's proof that all the hard work is absolutely 100% worth it in the end. So, what does that next chapter look like for you? This whole process, it isn't about ending something. It's about beginning something new. A chapter designed by you, for you, and filled with more comfort, more joy, and more peace of mind.